What's going on, guys? John Caniford, DJ Entertainment. It's been forever, it feels like, since I've checked in with you guys. I know we posted a bunch of videos onto the channel, but nothing with me directly interacting with you. And I want to tell you that those are coming back. The 2015 prom season is literally about a week away. Next Friday we kick it off. So I want to tell you guys that the vlogs are coming back. If you guys do video logs other than, the actual event, but you do a lot of the talking before, and after, and kind of your thoughts, and you're doing that continuous video recording, you know firsthand that it's a lot of work. One of the biggest things is, you get caught up in the moment of doing something that it's hard to remember to pull the camera out from time to time. So the vlogs are coming back. We're going to try our best to get all of the proms done with a vlog. I think it's a cool interaction and kind of see that behind the scenes. I've heard a lot of positive feedback from people that have enjoyed seeing the behind the scenes and kind of hearing the thoughts that are in my head about certain things and so forth. So whether you like them, whether you don't, I think we're definitely going to bring them back, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I hope that this time, we continue doing it after prom season and kind of make this, a weekly or monthly or whatever it may be thing. Just kind of bring more interaction to the YouTube page and kind of interact with you guys and answer, any questions about things that I've learned, over the time of, us doing the events that we do. So, vlogs are coming back. We've gotten a lot of new gear in, and I think there's some really cool stuff that we've got that I really want to share with you guys. First off are the CO2 cannons. So we got the actual CO2 gun, and I hate using the word gun, especially when they're being used primarily at school dances. So if you're doing them in a school dance environment, I strongly would urge you to use another word than gun. Don't call them CO2 guns. Call them CO2 cannons, CO2 blasters, CO2 clouds. There's so many different things you can call them, and try your best to not use the word CO2 gun. So we got a CO2 cannon, which looks like a power washer handle with probably about a 2-inch barrel. Clubcannon.com is the company that we went through to get our CO2 gear, and DJ Donk or Patrick, however you guys know him by, he hooked us up with their limited gold edition, which is really nice because instead of the typical black barrel of the CO2 cannon, it's a nice gold barrel with a number, limited edition number etched on it, and you also get your logo on the side of the CO2 cannon. So it looks cool. It's definitely unique. It's not the typical thing. I doubt anyone at the events will even recognize that it's gold or it's special or whatever it may be. It's kind of cool to have, though. So I appreciate DJ Dog hooking us up with that. I know he is running a special on their website, so if you use the promo code School Dance or School Dances, I have to look at it again, you get a discount on their gear. So we got the CO2 cannon itself, the handheld, and we also got 2 fixed fixtures. And these are cool because they're the large CO2 cannons where they burst massive 20 to 30 foot plumes of CO2. And on top of that, they're DMX-able, they have power cons, and they're linkable. So you can not only daisy chain from one to another, as you would do in a typical DMX fashion, you could also link them from one to another with the CO2 hoses. And of course, the more you have, the less pressure that gets, put on one fixture. So, if you have, I don't know what the amount of pressure is, but if you have 2 of them, the pressure is pretty much cut in half. So, if you want to get the biggest possible CO2 clouds possible, you want, 1 tank per fixture. But if you're doing different events or whatever your needs may be, you can always go with the linking them. I think we'll go with linking them with the venue that we're working with for the first prom and kind of get a good feel and see how they work out. But the ones we got, they're neat because they have LEDs built into the ring around the actual nozzle. So we have red, green, blue LEDs that we can work with to create an oasis of color. So we can make blue CO2, green CO2, whatever you want. And you can also just strobe it. So you can have not only the CO2 burst when the beat drops. But you can have it strobe different colors. You can have it do so many different things. It just really opens up the creative process to kind of create something unique and different. And again, just kind of, you know, put your own personal fun twist onto the event. So we got the 50-pound tanks for the CO2 cannons, and on the large fixed CO2 cannon, we only had one hooked up, and I think we got about 20 bursts out of them, you know, 3 to 5 second bursts, and that tank was empty. So you definitely, if you get some of the bigger stuff, you will roll through some tanks of CO2 depending on how heavy you are on the CO2 button. So for the upcoming event that we have next week for our first prom, we have 6 50-pound tanks going out that are be hooking into the actual fixed cannons. And then for our handheld cannons for our MC, we went ahead and got 2 25-pound tanks that we can mount on stage for them. So that should be good for the entire night. As always, if you're going to use CO2, you want to make sure you have a well-ventilated area. I wouldn't try doing this in a small, low-ceiling ballroom. You know, fortunately, the venue we have, it's about 150 feet long, about 100 feet wide, 30-foot ceiling, so we have plenty of room to really kind of do this and do this right. So again, check out clubcannon.com if you guys are interested in getting into CO2. DJ Donk, Patrick, he's been talking to me since last year on this, trying to sell me on CO2, and I've never been a fan of it. And then finally, we just had a couple clients that were interested in it. And the more I started looking at it, the more I started actually liking it. So, you know, my opinion can change easily. You know, when you're stuck on, I don't like something, you know, after seeing it and after hearing about it more and doing your homework and seeing how other people use it, your whole, you know, thought process on something totally change, you know, from hating it to liking it. So, clubcannon.com, check that out. The next thing we got in that I've always wanted, confetti cannons. Now, these aren't CO2, they're strictly fan-based confetti cannons. Chave makes them, and they're called funfettis. Either funfetti or funfetti blasters. They're awesome. They're so nice and compact. They have a massive fan on the back of them that's inside this this protective shield, so you can't get your fingers caught in them. But you hit the button. They come with a wireless remote. You could also DMX them as well. But you put the button on that remote, and I mean, you hear this fan crank up, and it moves some good air. I mean, it's not something you're going to want to use at like a basketball game to cover the entire court. I mean, you would need probably, honestly, 4 or 6 of them to, you know, fully cover the court. But we used one for a fashion show last week, and the way the fashion show stage was set up, we used our IntelliStage and we built a U shape for the models to walk up, come around the front of the stage, and come back. And we just stuck the confetti cannons right in the middle of the U where no one was going to be. And it was really cool because at the end when they came out for the finale, we hit the button on the confetti, and the confetti just blew up in the air. And we got, you know, a good 20-25 feet in the air with some of the confetti. So it's not as high powered as some of the CO2 ones you may see, but if you're looking for a good, you know, small to mid-sized confetti cannon, definitely way to go. And the price you can't beat. I think it was $200. The confetti refills aren't that bad, so definitely check those out. They're cool because you have the regular normal confetti colors you normally see, but they also have 2 types. Those are the ones we stocked up on. They have the UV confetti, which glows in black lights. So as the confetti is blowing out, you can turn off all lights, hit the black lights, and the confetti is going to react to that the black lights and create, you know, really nice effect. The other one is the mirror finish, and that is pretty much like a metallic silver confetti. And when that's up in the air and that's coming down, the way it's flickering as it's coming down, and lights are going to hit it. It's going to look like it's going to become a stunning effect, and I can't wait to get some footage of that for you. Now I'll tell you right now, it makes a mess. So check with the venue before you start blowing confetti, and make sure that there's not going to be any additional charges onto the client for using them. And honestly, I don't want to get into the business of cleaning up myself. Some people may want to go down that road. I know I don't. At the fashion show, because where it was the cannon was set up, there was a lot of confetti that ended up under the stage and in that horseshoe or U-shape area where it was blowing from. So at the end of the day, when we were breaking down the staging, I just pushed it all into a pile, and I had 2 Ziploc bags with me from, I was carrying the confetti in. I was able to load 2 Ziploc bags full of confetti back up and left the rest for the custodial staff to take care of. So you can recycle some of the confetti. It's not ruined afterwards. And honestly, a little bit here and there definitely adds up. And like I said, the refill kits aren't that expensive, but for something you want to do for maybe a charity event, you have some extra confetti, maybe a good idea to go down that route. If I was trying to save as much as I can, a little small shop vac would literally do the trick and just suck it all up real quick. So that's it for the confetti. I'm going to roll through the last things, because I don't want to make this into a really long welcome back vlog. We're getting into projector mapping. We've kind of toyed with this in the past, and so we're definitely going to be moving forward with this, starting with some monograms in the upcoming weeks, and maybe by the end of the prom tour we may get into doing some projector mapping for the dances. So we will see with that. We went with Mad Mapper for the mapping software, and then we have Archaeos's Media Master Express. So look for that, see how that works out for us. We did purchase some of the ADJ Flash Panel 64s, and I got hyped off them after seeing them on the video, and after buying them, I hated them. Did not like them at all. You would need a tremendous amount of these panels to do anything worthwhile, in my opinion. And I don't know if you guys can see them. They're sitting down here in the corner, about to go back to American DJ. Just don't like them. I don't even know the use for them. I mean, if you want any kind of graphics or text that's worthwhile to read, you're going to need 8 to 10 of these panels to do it. If you want to get just 3 or 4 or 6 panels, it's not going to work out for you. At least it didn't for me. So I'm marking that one as a fail in my book. I think we'll reevaluate doing the video panels until something else gets out there that's within our budget and works for our company. A couple last things I want to touch on. I'm a big Show Express fan. I still want to try out other software like CompuShow. I just want to see what else is out there. I love Show Express. I've been on Show Express since the start for us getting into DMX software. But we went ahead and purchased a 23-inch Dell touchscreen for Show Express. So that should be really nice. We use the APC 40 right now to cue a lot of the scenes, but I think it'll be nice with the touchscreen to be able to queue up scenes as well. So look forward to that coming up. The last couple things. What are your opinions on Text Live? That's what I want to know. Is Text Live boring now with everything that's available with Twitter and Instagram? And Text Live, for those who don't know, is you have a generic cell phone number that you post up. You say, hey, text your shout-outs, text your request to 1-2-3-4-5-6-7-8-9-0-0. And the students are, guests will text in shout-outs, requests, whatever. It goes to a computer that's running the software that sends it to a screen, and you can either have it instantly go to the screen, or you can be a moderator and approve each message that goes up. But I feel like texting is not as popular as it was, 3 or 4 years ago. The new thing I'm seeing right now are hashtag video feeds, where people can use their Instagram or their Twitter. I don't know if it works for Facebook, but you can pick a hashtag for that event, like JJDJ Prom 2K15, whatever it may be for the event. And those people that post pictures or post stuff about the event using that hashtag, those appear on the screen. So I'm kind of torn between the two. I feel like Text Live and texting is kind of not as in for the school dances. I think hashtag video feeds are the up-and-coming thing. I know they've been around for a couple years now. So let me know your thoughts on that. What do you think texting is as big as it is, or big as it was? Do you think the hashtag video feeds will work better for school dances? You know, put your comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Lastly, the GoPros. I love them. I really love GoPros a lot. The one thing I don't like about them is that wide-angle lens. I found a company, and I'll pull it up and I'll try to put the link in the description below. But I found a company that makes lens kits for the GoPros. The most popular one seems to be the 5.4 millimeter, but they have an array of different lens kits that are available for the GoPros with apertures all across the board. So you can get some really unique, not really unique, but some different angles and shots with the GoPros instead of having that wide shot that you typically get with the GoPro. If you have the GoPro Hero 4, make sure you have the latest update. I think they did something with the frame rate for the 2.7K video, but the nice thing is for the 720p video, they've opened up 240 frames per second. So if you're doing some video shoots or you have something that could look really cool in slow-mo, the 240 frames per second would definitely be a good look for it. Again, it also depends what your final project is going to be. You know, we've been shooting more and more in 4K, even though a lot of the stuff out there can't handle 4K right now. It's nice because with the 4K resolution, you're able to zoom in and get 1080p and kind of, you know, get a wide shot, but zoom into the center and convert that down to 1080p and have a good shot still. But the 240 frames per second at the 720p would look really cool with the confetti, either to mount it somewhere in the direction of the projection path for the confetti, or even to mount it right on top of the confetti cannon and just get that slow motion shot of the confetti rolling out of the machine. So, a couple things to kind of think about. Let me know your thoughts below. If you guys have done anything with the lens kits for the GoPros, you know, let me know your thoughts on it below. Again, you know, let me know about the text live. Let me know what your thoughts are on that versus the hashtag feeds. And until then, I look forward to bringing the vlogs back and getting to talk to you guys again. So I'll chat with you guys then. Take care.